It all started with something so subtle, you'd think it was nothing. Just a royal website update. Except when you dig deeper, you realize it was a complete cleanup. They were erasing the truth. When the royal family website quietly scrubs someone's entire biography, you know something's wrong. And when insiders start talking, the truth becomes impossible to hide. October 1st, 2025. That's when everything changed. The British monarchy's official website underwent what they're calling a routine update. But here's what they're not telling you. They didn't just update Meghan Markle's biography, they gutted it, stripped it bare, removed every single detail about her education, her internships, her entire background before she became an actress. And they did it so quietly, they thought nobody would notice. But people did notice. And when you compare what was there just months ago to what's there now, the differences are absolutely staggering. We're talking about a complete erasure of someone's past. The kind of cleanup you only do when you're trying to hide something, or when you've been caught in a lie so big, the only option left is to pretend it never existed in the first place. And here's the thing that makes this even more suspicious. They didn't just scrub Meghan's profile, they went after Harry's too, removed all mention of his time at Eton, deleted the details about his education. Almost like they're trying to rewrite history before anyone can fact-check what really happened. But that's not even the craziest part. Until March 2024, Meghan Markle's royal biography was detailed, specific. It laid out her entire educational journey from childhood to university. The Duchess attended the Hollywood Little Red Schoolhouse from ages 2 to 11. Then she began her secondary education at Immaculate Heart High School in 1992. So far so normal, right? But then it gets interesting. The website stated she went on to double major in theater and international relations at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, graduating in 2003 with a dual degree. It even mentioned she completed an internship at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where she supposedly learned to speak Spanish. Oh, and she studied French for 6 years too. All of this was presented as verified fact on the official royal family website. Fast forward to October 2025. Here's what's left. Prior to her marriage to the Duke of Sussex in 2018, the Duchess worked as an actress appearing in film and television. She most notably played the role of Rachel Zane on the series Suits for 7 seasons, completing over 100 episodes. Alongside her career as an actress, the Duchess also wrote and edited a lifestyle website called The Tig. That's it. Everything else gone. Vanished. No mention of her schools, no mention of her degrees, no mention of Argentina or Spanish or any of it. Just her acting career and a blog. And if you think that's normal, consider this. When you click on Princess Kate's biography, you get her entire educational background. Same with Sophie, same with every other working royal. They all have detailed information about where they went to school, what they studied, their accomplishments. But not Meghan, and not Harry either, because they also scrubbed his Eton details, the part where he supposedly graduated and went on to Sandhurst Military Academy. All of it removed without explanation, without acknowledgement, just quietly deleted like it never existed. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Northwestern University doesn't offer a major in international relations. Never has. They offer international studies. Seems like a small detail, right? Except Meghan has repeatedly claimed in interviews that she majored in international relations. Not studies, relations. And for someone who supposedly has this degree, you think she'd know what it's actually called. But that's not even the real problem here. Sources close to the university have revealed something that changes everything. Meghan Markle never returned for her final semester in 2003. She didn't show up, wasn't there for the last crucial months before graduation. And if you're wondering how someone graduates without completing their final semester, you're asking the right question. There's a reason she's not in the 2003 yearbook photos with her graduating class. She wasn't there. And according to university records, she was enrolled in the School of Communications, which handles theater, journalism, and related programs, not international studies. So how exactly did she end up with a dual degree in something the school doesn't offer, while missing her final semester and not appearing in graduation photos? The math doesn't add up, the timeline doesn't work. And the royal website that once proudly displayed all these details suddenly decided to remove every trace of them. Almost like someone finally started fact-checking and realized they'd been promoting a story that falls apart under the slightest scrutiny. But if you think that's bad, wait until you hear about Argentina. Summer 2002. Meghan claims she completed an official internship at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Sounds impressive, sounds legitimate, except here's what she's not telling you. It wasn't an official internship. It was never sanctioned through proper government channels. Those with knowledge of the internship program claim her uncle pulled strings to get her placed there for a few weeks. A favor, not a formal program. And here's why that matters. Legitimate embassy internships through the US government have strict requirements. You can't just finish your time abroad and fly off to wherever you want. You're required to return directly to your university for at least 4 months. It's mandatory. It's part of the agreement. You breach that, and there are serious consequences, not just for you, but for whoever authorized the placement. So what did Meghan do after her supposed embassy internship ended? She flew to Spain, stayed there for almost 3 months, never went back to Northwestern. If this had been a real government-sanctioned internship, she would have been in massive trouble. Her uncle would have faced serious repercussions for vouching for her. The fact that nothing happened tells you everything you need to know about how official this internship actually was. But even if we give her the benefit of the doubt on the internship itself, there's still one massive problem with her story. And it has everything to do with what was actually happening in Argentina at that exact time. Because when you look at the historical record, her claims become impossible to believe. December 2001, Argentina erupted in violence. Massive riots swept through Buenos Aires and other major cities. By the time the chaos ended, 36 people were dead, 7 of them children, hundreds more wounded. They called it the Bloody December. The entire country descended into what became known as the Dirty War. Economic collapse, civil unrest, complete chaos. Throughout all of 2002, Argentina was classified as a red alert country. Embassy staff were operating under strict security protocols. They weren't allowed to roam freely, weren't permitted to go sightseeing or exploring the city without security details. The country was too dangerous, too unstable. And yet, according to Meghan's own stories, she was out dancing, touring around Buenos Aires, living her best life like she was on vacation. Those with knowledge of embassy operations during that period confirm what should be obvious. No intern, no staff member, nobody connected to the US Embassy was allowed to casually wander around the city during the height of Argentina's crisis. It would have been reckless, irresponsible, and absolutely against protocol. So either Meghan is lying about her carefree tourist experiences, or she's lying about working at the embassy. Because both can't be true. The timeline doesn't support her narrative. The historical facts contradict her claims. And the fact that the royal family website has now removed all mention of this internship suggests someone finally bothered to verify the story and realized it doesn't hold up. But the lies don't stop there. Not even close. Recently, Meghan made another claim. She said she went to Disneyland for grad night in 1999 when she graduated from Immaculate Heart High School. It's such a specific detail, such a personal memory. The kind of thing you'd never lie about because it's so easy to verify. Except she did lie about it, and we know because someone actually verified it. Sources at Immaculate Heart have disclosed that there was no grad night event in 1999. None. The school didn't organize one that year because not enough students bought tickets to meet the group rate requirements. If anyone went to Disneyland around that time, they went on their own. It wasn't a school-sponsored grad night celebration. And yet, Meghan is out here telling this story like it's a cherished memory, with Harry nodding along, completely clueless. Why would someone lie about something so trivial, so easily fact-checked? It's the kind of lie that makes you question everything else she's ever said. Because if she's willing to fabricate a grad night trip to Disneyland, what else is she making up? What other supposedly personal memories are just convenient fictions designed to make her seem more relatable, more normal, more American? The pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. Fake degree details, fake internship, fake tourism stories in a war-torn country, fake grad night. Each lie builds on the last until you're looking at someone whose entire public persona might be carefully constructed fiction. And the royal family knows it. That's why they're scrubbing the records. But they're not the only ones who got caught promoting lies. Let's talk about what the royal website also removed: Harry's time at Eton College, specifically how he graduated. Because according to the official story, Harry completed his education at Eton and then went on to Sandhurst Military Academy. Sounds straightforward, except Harry didn't meet the minimum grade requirements to graduate from Eton. Not even in art, and Eton has standards. You don't pass just because your grandmother is the queen. So how did Harry get his diploma? A teacher wrote his final essay for him, did the work, made sure he could pass. And when that teacher was eventually fired for other reasons, she decided she wasn't going down quietly. She sued Eton, went public with what happened, asked why she was being let go when the school had knowingly allowed her to commit academic fraud to help a royal student graduate. Here's the thing. Without that diploma, Harry legally shouldn't have been eligible for Sandhurst. The military academy has entrance requirements. You need proper qualifications. But Harry got in anyway because of course he did. He's a prince. And when the teacher's lawsuit threatened to expose the whole thing, the royal family stepped in. compensated her, made the problem go away, quietly buried a scandal that should have ended Harry's military career before it started. And now, years later, the royal website has removed all mention of Eton from Harry's biography. No explanation, no acknowledgement of why, just a quiet deletion of inconvenient facts that make the family look bad. It's the same playbook they're using with Meghan. Erase the lies, scrub the record, hope everyone forgets what was there before. But people aren't forgetting, and the more they try to hide, the more obvious the pattern becomes. Let's connect the dots. Meghan claims she has a dual degree from Northwestern in a major that doesn't exist. Sources close to the university revealed she never finished her final semester. She claims she did an official embassy internship, but those with knowledge of the program say her uncle just pulled strings for a casual placement. She says she toured Argentina during the worst violence the country had seen in decades, when embassy personnel were under lockdown. Records from Immaculate Heart indicate there was no grad night in 1999, yet she's sharing that memory publicly like it's real. Every single claim falls apart under scrutiny. Every detail that can be verified turns out to be false. And the mainstream media? They're not touching any of it. Not fact-checking, not asking questions, not demanding answers. They're letting her tell these stories unchallenged while the royal family quietly scrubs their website in the background, hoping nobody notices the cleanup operation. And here's the double standard that makes this even more infuriating. Princess Kate's biography is still fully detailed. Her education, her background, everything. Same with Sophie, Countess of Wessex. Same with every other working royal. They all have complete profiles with verified information. But Meghan and Harry? Their biographies have been gutted, reduced to the absolute bare minimum. Just enough information to acknowledge they exist, but nothing that can be fact-checked or proven false. The royal family knows everything Meghan claimed is fabricated. They have to know, that's why they're removing it all. But they're not apologizing, not making a statement, not acknowledging they spent years promoting someone whose entire background story was apparently fiction. They're just quietly deleting the evidence and moving on, counting on people's short attention spans and the internet's ability to forget. The royal family scrubbed Harry and Meghan's biographies because they finally realized they'd been endorsing lies for years. They verified nothing, just took Meghan's word and published it as official royal history. And now that people are asking questions, their only option is to erase everything and pretend it never happened. But here's the question nobody's asking. If Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020, if they're not working royals anymore, why are they still listed on the official website alongside active members of the family? Why do they get pages at all when Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, who actually live in the UK and attend royal events, don't have that same prominence? The answer is simple. The royal family is trying to have it both ways. Keep Harry and Meghan in the fold just enough to maintain control over the narrative, but remove all the details that make them look complicit in promoting falsehoods. It's damage control, it's reputation management. It's hoping that by the time anyone notices the changes, it'll be too late to matter, but it does matter. Because if Meghan lied about her education, her internships, her experiences, what else has she lied about? What other claims has she made that nobody bothered to verify? And why is the royal family protecting her by quietly deleting evidence instead of demanding accountability? So, what do you think? Are Harry and Meghan's lies finally catching up to them? Or will the royal family keep covering for them? Let me know in the comments. And if you loved this video, make sure to share it so more people can see it.